Tool ecosystem. We all know and heard from Jennifer and Ranajay that data pipelines are part of a larger story. Not surprisingly, data pipeline tools are also part of a larger story. So we talked about data pipeline management segments, including ingestion, transformation, data ops, CI/CD testing, operationalization of pipelines, and then orchestration of those pipelines with each other, as well as the applications that consume their outputs. Data pipelines coexist with, and depending on the vendor, integrate with other aspects of data management that might include governance platforms that help create and enforce and police policies about data creation, management, and consumption to reduce compliance risk, to improve accuracy, and so forth. They also integrate with and coexist with data catalogs, which will provide a view into all the data assets in your organization. And data fabric and data mesh both depend on, and in fact, depending on the approach or the platform you're looking at, include data pipeline functionality. There's also a lot of integration on the application side. Business intelligence. There are business intelligence platforms such as Tableau or others that are now reaching down into data integration. Qlik, as we know, acquired Attunity in order to provide not just the BI layer, but the data pipeline layer. Artificial intelligence and machine learning applications are also consuming the outputs of pipelines, and in fact offering some of that functionality for data scientists who want to help prepare data. And workflow management. This includes tools like Airflow, which will help orchestrate not just the pipelines, but the applications. So you should really treat data pipeline tools as part of a larger ecosystem for your data and your application environment. There are specialty tools that are applying within it, one or two segments, and then there are broader vendors that are applying tools across segments. So on that point, I have a few example tools here, I think there are 15, and there are certainly probably 10 or 15 more that are worth profiling here. I won't go through this line by line, but this is in alphabetical order so as not to show preference. I'll point out a couple things that if you look at Astronomer, that's packaging and supporting Airflow, which has become somewhat of a standard when it comes to workflow orchestration. Coalesce provides the ability to visualize and speed up complex transformations at high scale and make pipelines extensible for Snowflake environments. DataOps.live, we have the DataOps.live live team here today, is offering data ingestion, transformation, helping orchestrate pipelines, and providing data ops capabilities, as well as a control layer for common third-party tools, Fivetran or others. dbt, we've talked about a fair amount already, as well as Fivetran. Fivetran is here today. Fivetran is gained a lot of traction, not just for connecting pipelines, connecting data across on-premises environments, but also in the cloud. We'll move on here. Nexla is also here today, and I'll let them talk about what they have in terms of providing a suite of capabilities to operationalize data products. And Rivery as well, which is providing a suite of capabilities to assist data engineers and analysts at hybrid or, in many cases, cloud-only enterprises. So the key point here is this is a very rich ecosystem, and it's not easy to make sense of which tools to categorize, evaluate, and select. We have taken our cut at this. We've put things into a few buckets. I'll start with the columns here. The cloud focus is, you can view that as kind of a spectrum. This is not to say cloud only or hybrid only, rather the degree of focus on cloud and the degree of focus on hybrid environments. So if you start at the top, there are suite products that address all four of our market categories: ingestion, transformation, data ops, and pipeline orchestration. There are suite capabilities for cloud environments. There are also suite tools for hybrid environments. And in a lot of cases, those vendors are providing integration with that long tail of operational data that remains on premises. Specialty tools similarly divide up into a cloud focus or hybrid focus. And the specialty tools are looking at focusing on a specific one, two, or maybe three segments of the data pipeline market. So transformation, DBT, ingestion, Fivetran, although they're also integrating in a big way with DBT. So there are specialty tools that are helping focus on specific aspects of data pipeline management for cloud environments. There are also specialty tools that are focusing on specific segments for hybrid environments. So this is how we see vendors breaking up into these categories. And there are a lot of next steps in terms of evaluation criteria. I have another slide on this, but this is one way to start categorizing the vendors and the options that you have at your disposal. I would encourage everyone to learn more about these tools and get into a proof of concept and so forth in order to make sure they're making the right selection. But one of the first questions you want to ask as a data engineering leader is to say, to what degree am I focused on the cloud? How much am I worried about the material, the data that remains on premises? And then to what degree do I need a specialty tool because I have deep capabilities that are required in certain areas? Or can we afford to, is there an advantage to going broad with a suite?